assassinations, space races, dramatic exits, dramatic entrances, and some serious "did that really happen?" energy. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let us time travel through April in history like it's a month-long Netflix original, but smarter, funnier, and with way more Napoleon. The Titanic sinks April 15th, 1912. Let's start with the obvious iceberg in the room. Titanic, April 15th, 1912. Supposed to be the most luxurious ship ever. Had a gym, a pool, a squash court, and just enough lifeboats for half the people. What could go wrong? Nature, you rang? Cue iceberg stage left. Fun facts: the lookout didn't have binoculars because someone forgot to sign them out. Classic paperwork. The band really did play until the end. That's either heroic or the world's worst gig contract. One survivor claimed she survived 2 shipwrecks and still kept taking boats. Queen of denial. Lesson learned. Don't tempt fate by calling something unsinkable. That's like saying this is a drama-free friend group. It never ends well. Julius Caesar's revenge, sort of April 27th for 97 BCE. Let's dial it way back like toga and sandalera. April 27th for 97 BC, the Roman festival of Vinalia Urbana, where they worshipped Jupiter and wine. Yes, ancient Rome had a religious holiday dedicated to wine. They literally prayed for good grapes, and you thought brunch culture was intense. In vino veritas, in wine. There is truth, and also questionable decisions and karaoke. Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated April 4th, 1968, switching gears April 4th, 1968. A pivotal, painful moment in modern history. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. A voice that preached peace and justice silenced, but his legacy, louder than ever. His "I have a dream" speech still echoes in classrooms, protests, and history books. April reminds us, the fight for equality didn't end, it evolved. Napoleon gets banished April 11th, 1814, April 11th, 1814. Napoleon, Europe's most ambitious short king, gets booted from power and exiled to Elba. Imagine going from Emperor of France to Mayor of Island vibes. Napoleon was like, fine, I'll leave. Then 10 months later, he pulls a full "I'm back, baby," and returns with an army. Respect the hustle. Fun side note, Napoleon tried writing laws on Elba. The locals were like, bro, we just want to fish. Einstein's birthday, April 14th, 1879. Okay, not April, technically March 14th, but Albert Einstein died in April. Close enough. He revolutionized physics, invented the bad hair day, and was once offered the presidency of Israel. He said no. Why? Because he was a genius. Yuri Gagarin becomes a space legend. April 12, 1961, we launch a human into space. Yuri Gagarin, first man to leave Earth and look down like, yeah, it's round. Fun facts: he didn't land with the capsule, he ejected and parachuted down. Mid-air exit like a boss. The Soviet Union only admitted this after they realized parachuting astronauts was kinda awesome. NASA was like, hold my tank. The space race was on. Joan of Arc receives her mission April 14th, 1429. A teenage girl in France starts hearing voices. What does she do? Starts leading armies, as one does. Joan of Arc was like, I know I'm 17, but I've got a message from God and a sword, and I'm not afraid to use either. By the end of April, she lifted the siege of... Not bad for someone who wasn't even old enough to rent a car today. Boston Marathon bombing, April 15th, 2013. Tragedy struck at the Boston Marathon, but in the wake of horror came incredible acts of bravery. First responders, runners, complete strangers, they rushed toward the chaos. Boston Strong wasn't just a hashtag, it was the world watching resilience in real time. Shakespeare's birth and death, April 23rd, April 23rd, Shakespeare's birthday, and the day he died. Talk about dramatic timing. He gave us Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, and 1,000 phrases we all use without realizing it. Like break the ice, wild goose chase, and dead as a doornail. Also, he wrote his own epitaph and basically cursed anyone who moved his his bones. So, spooky poet vibes all around. Amazon is born April 1995. April 1995, Jeff Bezos starts Amazon in his garage. At first, it just sold books. Now, it sells everything, including 1,200 types of garden gnomes and inflatable T-Rex costumes. Amazon Prime went from 2-day shipping to arrives in 4 hours with a drone and emotional damage from your last purchase. Lincoln assassinated April 14, 1865. President Abraham Lincoln is shot by John Wilkes Booth during a play at Ford's Theater. The Civil War had just ended. The audience thought it was part of the show. Lincoln's death was a national heartbreak and changed the course of Reconstruction and American politics forever. Also, the play was called Our American Cousin. Theater folks, not a lucky title. April Fool's Day, April 1st. Eternally, let's not forget the weirdest holiday of them all, April Fool's Day. No one knows exactly where it came from, but people have been punking each other since at least the 1500s. France once switched their calendar, and people who didn't get the memo got called April fish and had paper fish stuck to their backs. Europeans were wild, modern version. Your coworker fills your office with balloons or sets your mouse to double-click every time you breathe. Classic. So yeah, April. Not just showers and taxes. It's given us emperors in exile, teenagers saving nations, the first humans in space, and the occasional Shakespearean haunting. Which April event shocked you the most? Like, comments.
Hit that subscribe button for more weird, wild, and wacky history, because who knows what crazy things happened on your birthday.